XDefiant has been making waves recently as the competitor to the Call of Duty franchise. It recently had a server test session from April 19th to April 21st, and I have to say, it's not bad. There's still some work that needs to be done. However, there are some things that XDefiant does right, and I'm here to talk about it. The first thing I want to cover is the maps. In Call of Duty, this could be a loaded statement, but honestly, I haven't truly enjoyed Call of Duty maps since Modern Warfare 2. COD 4, Black Ops 1, and Modern Warfare 2 had some phenomenal maps. And as more Call of Duty games came out, the maps got so much worse. So much so that Modern Warfare 3's main selling point was to bring back the old Modern Warfare 2 maps. And as a result, most people basically paid full price for a Call of Duty DLC. In XDefiant, every game mode has maps that suit it and play extremely well. They were the perfect size for gameplay, and the flow in which the maps were played was awesome. I had some maps that weren't exactly my favorite, but at no point did I want to quit just because of the map. Not to mention, I still enjoyed the ones that I wasn't a huge fan of. This is such a pivotal piece of making any type of arcade shooter. You need good maps. I can't express how nice it felt to enjoy every map I played, and this actually made the game feel nostalgic, to say the least. I understand that there will always be players that hate on maps, but to be honest, it is extremely hard to hate these maps. In all seriousness, this is probably the first time I've played a shooter where I didn't have any complaints about the maps at all. With that being said, these maps play the way they do because of number 2, gunplay and movement. Look, I know this is going to be a controversial one, but hear me out. In Call of Duty, gunplay and movement has been a never-ending battle. They make adjustments to sliding, drop shotting, slide cancels, and the list goes on. In XDefiant, there's minimal if no aim assist at all, longer time to kill, and movement truly feels smooth in my opinion. There are aspects that can feel clunky, but I realized that it was due to my brain being programmed to Call of Duty for over a decade. It's really nostalgic in that you can slide and jump around corners at the right time and strafe in a gunfight. All of these components lead to one thing: skill matters. With the longer time to kill, minimal aim assist, and the ability to move and strafe in a gunfight, your skill truly matters. In some weird way, it felt like I was playing a combination of Halo and Call of Duty. Don't get me wrong, the gun balance isn't the best at the moment, but I'm sure more balancing will come when it's released. Overall, the gunplay and movement just feel simple. I know that's an odd way to put it, and it's extremely hard to put into words, but in gunfights, your focus shifts from getting the jump on somebody to accuracy and strafing, which incorporates a level of skill that steers away from having absurd reaction time. And on a complete side note, I know a lot of people are saying that the snipers are OP, but to be honest, the sniping is so fun and rewarding in this game that I just can't really complain at all. With that being said, the last and arguably the most important thing that XDefiant does better is the fact that there isn't skill-based matchmaking. In Call of Duty, skill-based matchmaking ruined casual gaming. The reward of getting better is just gone. You get punished for getting better. You win a few games and you're doing well, next thing you know, you hop into a lobby with everybody wearing headbands and sweating G Fuel. You're basically going against Optic Gaming in a casual COD lobby. At that point, you get demolished for 3 games in a row, and you're back to playing scrubs. But you and everybody else knows that the moment you do well, you're headed right back into an esports level lobby to get destroyed again. In XDefiant, matchmaking is completely connection based, and that's it. It's so refreshing to be able to casually game. You never know what you're up against in a lobby until you start playing, and more often than not, you can at the very least hold your own. You'll be playing and you'll have one guy on the other team that's dominating and he kind of just like becomes your rival mid-game. It's actually fun and acknowledges skill gaps amongst teams. It's genuinely so nice, it just feels like old gaming. I haven't had that feeling in so long. It was so fun being able to just hop into my very first game ever, and granted, it was actually the highest kill streak I got the whole time I was playing, but I was able to just go in, pick up the sticks, and put in work. I was doing extremely well, I was super hyped, and then that next game, I start getting a little bit more competition. There's one guy on the other team that's kind of pestering me and sniping me in the background, and he's my rival. I'm coming after him. We're both doing extremely well, top of the list on our teams. Next thing you know, next game you go against a group of actually good players and your team is good, and it's just good old-fashioned competitive multiplayer gaming. It's so nice, I cannot express it enough. What's also pretty cool is at the end of the game, whether you win or lose, each member on your team has an accolade under them for what they were the best at, and it's pretty cool to see. You'll have some teammates that are on like 5-game win streaks, and it's awesome. You see that player and you're like, oh, no wonder why you just carried the team. You're clearly doing way better than all of us. You know what you're doing, and it doesn't even matter, because you're not going to go against Optic Gaming level monsters right after this game. You can keep playing casually and do well. All in all, XDefiant has one thing attached to it, and that's fun. You need to go into the game knowing you're not playing a carbon copy of Call of Duty. While there are a ton of similarities, there's also a lot of differences that make it stand alone. It feels like XDefiant took the older aspects of Call of Duty that gamers originally enjoyed and incorporated it into something new. Personally, I think it's a step in the right direction away from AAA games. It feels nostalgic, and I think that nostalgic feeling is what committed Call of Duty players have been looking for so long. Don't get me wrong, XDefiant still has some work to do, but this server test gave me a lot of hope that it's working towards a well-rounded, polished competitor to Call of Duty. There's a lot that still needs to be done, and I know they're getting delayed again with their release date, but I think it's actually worth it. The fact that they're even running these server tests shows something. They care enough. I really think that if they stick to just simple and effective core gameplay, this game will be something great. If they start making things convoluted and adding way too much content the worst ways, I think balancing is going to go out the window and things are going to go downhill. But what do you guys think? Did you play the server test session? What changes are you hoping to see in XDefiant come release day? I know I have some changes that I want to see, and I personally don't think XDefiant is gonna just eradicate Call of Duty. It's never going to happen. But I'm curious to know where you guys stand on this. Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.